Hey Mustangs, in this video we're going to be taking a look at our first two human threats to biodiversity. We learned about biodiversity in class and we saw that biodiversity is one of our greatest resources. We use biodiversity for food, medicine, and our industrial products. So it's definitely something that we depend upon and it's definitely something worth taking care of. But in modern times, humans haven't been very good at this. So we haven't been very good at taking care of our planet, taking care of all the living things on our planet. So in this video, we're going to take a look and see what humans are doing to threaten biodiversity, what that means for our future, and what that means for the lives of everything on this planet as a result of our current actions. So we're actually going to start with a little bit of modern day Dr. Seuss here. This video kind of sums up what is driving these threats. A huge thing that you're going to see, and we'll talk about after this video, is there's an underlying current. There's something that's driving humans to do the things that we do, even though we know that we're messing up. So let's take a look.
Bad? I'm not bad. I'm the good guy here. He just doesn't get it. Do you think I'm bad? Thank you. I mean, something good finally happens to me, and he just has to come along and rain on my parade. What's his problem? See? Yeah, bad. Right. How bad can I be? I'm just doing what comes naturally. How bad can I be? I'm just following my destiny. How bad can I be? I'm just doing what comes naturally. How bad can I be? How bad can I possibly be? Well, there's a principle in nature that almost every creature knows, called survival of the fittest. And check it, this is how it goes. The animal that wins gotta scratch and fight and claw and bite and punch. And the animal that doesn't, well, the animal that doesn't winds up someone else's lunch. I'm just saying, how bad can I be? I'm just doing what comes naturally. How bad can I be? I'm just following my destiny. How bad can I be? I'm just doing what comes naturally. How bad can I be? How bad can I possibly be? There's a principle in business that everybody knows is sound. It says the people with the money make this ever-loving world go round. So I'm bigger in my company, I'm bigger in my factory, I'm bigger in my corporate side. Everybody out there, you take care of yours. I'll take care of mine. Shake that bottom line. Let me hear you say swaggy, let's smoke. Shuffity slap. Complain all you want, it's never ever gonna stop. Come on, how bad can it possibly be? How bad can I be? I'm just building the economy. How bad can I be? Just look at me petting this puppy. How bad can I be? A portion of proceeds goes to charity. How bad can I be? How bad could I possibly be? Let's see. All the customers are buying, and the money's multiplying, and the PR people are lying, and the lawyers are denying. Who cares if a few trees are dying? This is also gratifying. How bad? How bad can this possibly be?
All right, so you should have got the underlying thing there that causes most of these problems with our threats to biodiversity. It's greed. So a lot of these companies, they do it for the money. A lot of people do it for the money. That's not everybody, of course, but that's a huge driving force that causes most of the problems that we're going to see in our four threats to biodiversity here. One of the lines that gets me the most, because it's been used over and over and it's constantly used by so many individuals, the line in that where he says, I'm just building the economy. That's often an excuse that so many people use to cut regulation for clean air, clean water, stuff like that, to say that, well, if we cut these, then the economy's going to get better. But there are ways to do things besides ruining the planet, destroying life, polluting water, polluting the air. We can find better ways and still make money. But that's often the driving force for many of these problems. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first two. So first is habitat destruction and fragmentation. So with habitat destruction and fragmentation, we're looking at destroying ecosystems in order to build structures that are for human needs. So things like homes, farms, um, dams, malls, stuff like that. That is a huge driving force. In fact, most species go extinct more than anything else, usually due to habitat destruction. Okay, so some examples of habitat destruction: deforestation, housing developments, road building, agriculture, and building dams. So deforestation, we've talked about before. You're cutting down trees. That's basically taking away homes from other organisms. So you can think of it this way: if you kind of want to step into their position, I always try to tell you guys to look at things from a different perspective. So here on this one, imagine if you go home from school and when you get there, your home is completely destroyed, completely flattened. You don't know if your parents were home, your brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, whoever lives there. You don't know what's going on, and now you have no place to live. Everything you own is completely gone. That's basically what happens during deforestation. So humans come through and tear everything down. We we want to do it for getting the land for agriculture, or the trees for paper and products and stuff like that, but we're taking away the homes of other organisms when we do that. Housing developments do something very similar to that. So we destroy the homes of other species in order to build our own. Road building, we have to get from place to place, but when we build roads, it gets in the way of how organisms move around. So it cuts through their territories and stuff like that, and they have a very hard time crossing roads, and a lot of organisms get killed as a result of that. Agriculture takes an area of land, destroys it, destroys that whole habitat there. All those organisms have to flee or die, when it's getting bulldozed or tilled over and stuff like that. And then we turn it into land that we need to grow our crops and stuff like that. And then building a dam. Dam building is actually one of the worst things to do besides mining. Mining should be on here as well. But with building a dam, it totally changes the ecosystem above and below the dam, because above the dam now you have a lake, and below the dam there's less water. So it totally changes an area when humans build dams. So here are some images for deforestation. And we often try to move larger organisms, but often in the process we don't care about the smaller ones. So larger organisms tend to get a little bit more priority, which is a good thing. That's a good thing, at least. But a lot of the smaller organisms do not. And then, of course, agriculture totally changes the landscape and habitats available for organisms. All right, the second major impact, second major threat on biodiversity is going to be hunting and poaching. So hunting is the killing of organisms for food, sport, prizes, trophies, or money. So not everybody does this. Now, I totally understand hunting for food, because we need to eat. A lot of us don't hunt. We just go to the store and buy, meats at the store and stuff like that. But some people do that as to keep alive, to survive, and that makes sense. But then there's other people that do it for sport, prizes, trophies, and money. So just because they enjoy doing it, they like the thrill of hunting something down and killing it, taking its life. So it's one of those things that it kind of goes by person to person. But hunting has definitely reduced biodiversity on our planet. And then poaching, people have realized that hunting has caused major problems, and we have tried to save many species by making it illegal to hunt them. Unfortunately, a lot of wealthy people will pay big money to either do the hunting themselves or to have someone go in and actually do the hunting. So poaching is illegal hunting. We've designated these species that it's illegal to hunt them, but people are paid to go in and hunt them anyways. So hunting in order to make money, basically, even though it's illegal to hunt those organisms. Now, a lot of big game in Africa face this problem. A huge reason for a lot of poaching that still goes on is a lot of misconceptions and misunderstanding in beliefs. Like, for example, like people believe that certain people in certain areas of the world believe that tiger teeth, if you ground them up, it can help cure things and stuff like that. So a lot of people pay big money thinking that these body parts of organisms will actually save them from some sort of disease or something like that. A really tragic example of hunting would be the buffalo in the United States. They used to have buffalo trains that would pull up alongside of a herd and would stop. People would take out their guns and shoot as many buffalo as they could before the train left. And they would leave without getting anything. So they wouldn't get out and get the fur and the meat and stuff like that. They would just leave the buffalo dead there, right on the side of the tracks. And then this kind of shows it all right here. This is a normal sized human being, and this is just a stack of buffalo skulls right here. All right, so species that have been hunted to extinction that you will never see: the Tasmanian tiger, the black rhino, the Caspian tiger, even tigers that exist today. There used to be, I keep forgetting, 13 to 14 different species, subspecies of tigers. Now there's only, I think, 3 left. So we have hunted most of them to extinction as a result of, misconceptions in health and stuff like that. And then the quag. So this is not a zebra, donkey, or something like that. This organism actually had just really unique fur, and people hunted them until they were all gone. Many species that have been hunted until they've become endangered. So here we're looking at gorillas. There used to be way more gorillas, but people hunted them as usually trophies and prizes and stuff like that because they were such big organisms. So to kill one would be like a major prize for a lot of people. So they've been hunted until they're endangered. And then even whales. Whales continue to be hunted today. It is pretty much banned. Whaling is banned around the world except for like certain native people. But there is a loophole that says that people can still do whaling if it's for scientific research. And one of the biggest countries that actually does this, that uses that loophole, is Japan. So they claim that they're killing all these whales for scientific research, but it's kind of suspicious because they kill a lot every single season.